A large language model like ChatGPT does not possess consciousness, intention, or emotion, but the moment it generates text on a screen, your brain automatically begins to process it as if it does. This mismatch in processing leads to highly documented, intense reactions. Users routinely report forming deep emotional mentorships with their digital assistants. In recent news, a man even proposed marriage to a chatbot he had trained to exhibit a specific flirty personality. To understand why this happens, look at human evolution. For roughly 300,000 years, encountering natural fluent language meant exactly one thing: you were in the presence of another conscious human mind. Language was the foolproof signal of a sentient being. So when an AI responds to your prompt with conversational warmth and proper syntax, your brain's biological wiring kicks in. It bypasses conscious logic and immediately assumes there is a thinking entity on the other end of the screen. This reflexive social connection is the result of an ancient survival instinct, originally evolved for human-to-human interaction, being rerouted by a modern digital interface. At its core, the human brain operates as a prediction machine. It constantly analyzes the complex, erratic behavior of the environment and attempts to forecast what will happen next. To do this efficiently, we use a cognitive shortcut known as the intentional stance. We instinctively assign human beliefs, desires, and intentions to non-human objects to make sense of their actions. It is why you might catch yourself thinking a robotic vacuum wants to clean a specific corner. We apply this exact same psychological mechanism to large language models. When faced with highly complex, unpredictable text generation, we anthropomorphize the AI. We give it a personality in our minds, because doing so makes its conversational outputs feel predictable and safe. This tendency is heavily accelerated by our social instincts. If a user feels isolated or simply has a strong evolutionary drive to connect, they are far more likely to perceive a mind where there is none, treating the algorithm as a willing social partner. Assigning a personality to the machine makes it easier to navigate, but this mental shift serves as the entry point for a specific, self-sustaining feedback loop. This chart illustrates the ELIZA effect, a documented 3-stage recursive psychological loop triggered by interacting with conversational AI. The first stage is perception. An AI outputs a human-like conversational cue, perhaps a validating phrase or a warm greeting. This triggers our immediate anthropomorphism, where we begin attributing human traits to the system. Next comes experience. Because the AI maintains a flawless, unbroken character performance, our cognitive guard drops. This creates the consistency effect, generating a genuine feeling of social presence, as if we are truly interacting with another living entity. Finally, we reach emotion. The AI acts as a blank canvas. It has no physical body, no lived history, and no independent thoughts. In the absence of real context, the user begins the act of projection, attributing their own personal emotions and motives onto the machine. Projection locks the loop. The user interprets the AI's algorithmically mirrored responses as genuine empathy. The boundaries between human and machine blur, feeding right back into stronger anthropomorphism and a deeper sense of social presence. The empathy felt within this cycle is an internal projection, a response generated entirely by the user's own mind, while the machine merely provides the canvas. Forgetting that we are interacting with an illusion leads to what researchers call the personhood conferral problem, the psychological fallout that occurs when we treat software as a sentient companion. This miscalibrated trust produces highly specific negative consequences. Users develop attachment anxiety, place undue reliance on an algorithm, and experience intense frustration when the AI eventually misinterprets an instruction. To protect ourselves, we must actively reframe how we view these tools. We have to stop seeing the AI as an independent mind or a friend and start treating it strictly as a linguistic calculator. Look at how these models actually function. They do not experience empathy or deliberate over concepts. They process vast amounts of training data to statistically predict the next most probable word in a sequence. Consciously holding on to this statistical predictor framework acts as a psychological circuit breaker. It interrupts the brain's automatic anthropomorphism and stops the ELIZA feedback loop from taking hold. Ultimately, ChatGPT possesses absolutely no capacity to think or feel, but the human brain definitely does, and that biological reality is exactly why the illusion is so convincing.